¿Qué onda? Thanks for watching Doing Life with Jenny. If you're new here, I just moved from the US to Mexico to the state of Hidalgo. I apologize, it's been so cloudy this week, so it's a little dark. Also, I'm feeling like I might get sick, so I have no energy. So this is most definitely not the video I planned on recording for you guys today, but I lost my job. So this is a job I was doing even while I was living in the States. I did it all last school year. I'm not going to go into too much detail because I don't want to get into any legal situations if it's considered defaming them. But in my opinion, if someone is in the wrong, they're in the wrong. If it's one thing if I were to make something up and try to ruin a business or an organization or something of that nature, but if it's true, it's true. But still, I won't get myself into any trouble. So if you've been around a while, you know the original plan was to move to Mexico next summer, like June 2024. And one of the biggest factors in deciding to move this year, June 2023, was that I had this job. It was going to cover the bills and allow me the flexibility to save and go out and enjoy things once in a while. I specifically told them, I'm no longer going to be teaching. I'm going to be moving to Mexico. Would I still be able to work with you? Because just the type of job it would make 100% sense if they said no. And I would have understood that, and I would have kept my job. This was like in March. It is an education-related job, so I figured I would be hearing something around the first week of August to get things up and running again. Well, the second week of August came and went, and I still hadn't heard anything. So I messaged my friend that does the same job. She had already received a schedule for the entire school year, and she had already attended a meeting. So I thought that I just accidentally got left off of the group email just because they have to type in probably 100 names, like it's easy to make a typo or to overlook someone. So I emailed them, never heard back. I emailed again, never heard back. And then finally I texted them. Still didn't hear back. I already got like that feeling in my stomach when my friend told me she had received this information and had attended a meeting and I didn't. But again, I thought I had just been overlooked on the email list. Then when they didn't respond to the emails, I was still kind of thinking, okay, they probably are receiving a lot of emails because everything's getting back up and running. They'll probably get to me in a couple days. But when they didn't, and they didn't respond to my text, I was in full panic mode. This was my job. This was my only source of income besides some royalties from a novel and some songs I've written, which doesn't pay the bills. So kind of as a last resort, I emailed someone else that knew this person, and finally she responded to my text. Yeah, you're not allowed to work for us anymore because you're no longer a teacher. And I explained, you told me that it wasn't a problem. I asked. Of course I'm going to ask to make sure I still have a job before I quit my career and move to another country. No, I didn't tell you that. The thing is, usually I'm pretty good at keeping documentation for this kind of thing, but my Google Drive was telling me it was full. And of course, the first thing I did was delete some pictures and videos that I didn't need because that's the least of my worries. Then I deleted old sent emails. I made sure all my spam email was deleted, and it kept saying it was full, it was full. So at some point I had to resort to deleting things I wish I could have kept. One of them being the email saying I could still have my job if I quit teaching and moved to Mexico. So she flat out lied, saying she never said that and that this position required me to be a current teacher. I am the most organized, I'm the most with it person you will ever meet. Why she would flat out lie beats me. And also, I'm very good at what I do, or I was good at what I did. I had 16 years experience, bachelor's and a master's degree. I'm very fluent in the language, which is not the case for all foreign language teachers. I'm extremely creative. I've attended numerous workshops and conferences that make what I have to offer like even more appealing to a bigger audience. I'm sorry again, I'm being vague, but I'm just trying to cover myself. But yeah, I had been so sick to my stomach over this. Like, I stopped buying stuff for the house. Like, obviously I'm still building the house, but like it got to the point where I stopped looking for furniture. I was just gonna be like, okay, we'll keep the mattress on the floor. Do we technically need an end table? No, we can live without it. I asked the lady to please reconsider and allow me to keep the position for this school year, since she had told me I could keep my job, and then she disappeared off the face of the planet again. But here's where the story takes a turn in a very good way, because God always provides. That's one thing I've learned. He always provides. He never lets you down. Maybe a day or two before I figured out that I might not have my job anymore, someone posted a position that they had given up, just trying to help that school or company find a replacement for her. Again, I won't go into too many details. It's irrelevant. But long story short, I applied and I was offered the position 2 days ago. The thing is, this job is not going to cover the bills. It almost is. If I were to cut on essentials like internet and cell phone, it would cover the bills, but then I wouldn't be able to do my job or make videos, which hopefully might turn into income one day. But it's only 1 day a week, so it gives me lots of flexibility to look for other jobs, other opportunities, which we'll get to in a second. But even before I learned I had lost my job, I was still kind of looking for something else just to have more flexibility to travel and to replenish my savings after paying a fortune for my house. A fortune by my standards, not by your average American standards. And either the day of or the day after I learned I lost my job, I saw another job opportunity. This one I can say because it's still pretty vague, but doing Spanish tutoring for a company. And they contacted me back right away and set up an interview. And with the tutoring gig, it puts me back to being able to more than pay the bills, save, and travel around a little bit. Oh, one thing I didn't mention is my 1 day a week job can turn into more next year. Because everything was already planned out through December, but the lady said if I want to work more come January, that is totally fine. Just let her know and we can make that happen. Also, in my moment of panic, I was trying to organize giving English lessons. I was just starting to organize my rates and a schedule. That way, as soon as my house is done, I can start giving English lessons. My English lessons are going to be very limited because I did come to Mexico to not have to have 3 or 4 jobs like I've had in the past, and to not have to work like 12, 14-hour days like I've done in the past as well. But I do think it will be fun. It'll be a nice challenge because I have tried to give English classes before, and just it makes my brain hurt because I'm so used to just like doing things automatically. If a student says a good job, saying excelente instead of excellent. So it's just neat to kind of retrain my brain to say those things in English instead of Spanish. I've also been putting together plans to open a doggy hotel. Not that that's not work, but it's the type of work where I can do my tutoring session for an hour while keeping an eye on the dogs in the background. My class is over, then I can play with the dogs some more. And again, that's something where I can set my own schedule. If someone reaches out and says, hey, can I bring my dog the second week of November and I want to take a trip, I can just say I don't have any availability. If I'm needing the extra money, then I can make sure I'm available. But through this, I was praying and I had a friend praying for me. And like I said, God always provides. He makes a way. This is the second time I've lost a job. The first time through no fault of my own either. This was at like the end of my second year teaching or so. My state lost funding, so they let all new teachers go. It was not performance related at all or attendance related, anything of that nature. They let lots of people go in the entire state. And when that happened, I had 2 job offers. He is always faithful. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot better now after having a rough start to August. But thank you so much for watching this video. Glad it ended on a happy note. If you'd like to continue seeing more content about me building a house in Mexico and living here, be sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Adios!